On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about social media. Let's go.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I am Brendan.
And I am Juan.
Like they didn't know, but we're still the same people.
We gotta let them know.
Gotta let the people know.
We have to.
But Juan, how you doing today? How you been in the last couple weeks? Just a week. It's been a week.
I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
I got a haircut.
Just one?
Just one haircut.
No, you look great, man. You look a lot younger.
Dude, I had to chop off the lion's mane.
Mm-hmm.
I had to feel a little bit of air on my ears.
Yeah, how is it?
It's not bad.
Not bad?
Honestly, I like it.
Yeah?
I like it a lot.
No, it looks great.
A lot of people are complaining that I chopped off the beautiful, luscious curls, but they were becoming more of like a chore?
Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of maintenance.
A lot of maintenance to maintain the mane.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. When my hair gets like 3 inches longer than it is right now, I start getting mad. So I can't imagine.
Yeah. It was a lot of work getting through to get to that point. Mm-hmm. Also, like when finally leaving the awkward stage and blah, blah, blah. It was like, why'd you do it? I'm like, because I fucking wanted to.
Whoa. Why are you cussing?
Oh, sorry.
It's hard to like derail the topic, but like, did I tell you about this interesting phone call I got from my mother?
You did, but
should we talk about it again?
Talk about it.
First off, hi, Mom.
Hello. Hello.
Juan says hi. You can hear it. He can do it again.
Hello.
See?
We miss you.
I do too. I laughed, but I do too. But anyways, so on my drive here today, I got a call from my mother. And I knew she was going to bring up the podcast because we can see like where people listen from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one person has listened to every single podcast from Seattle, and that's where my mom lives.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to our fan in Michigan.
Shout out. Michigan fan?
Just the one in Michigan. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're surviving the cold.
I'm sure it's very cold over there.
Dude, we're complaining it's like 50 degrees here.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine being up in Michigan or Seattle in that, with all due respect, because they're pretty cold up there too. But
with all due respect.
With all due respect to Seattle.
Your Honor, with all due respect.
But my mom calls and she's like, hey, so I just listened to all your podcasts. And I was like, oh, embarrassing. It's like when your mom goes to like your like high school plays and stuff.
Yeah.
She's clapping in the front row like
the only one.
Yeah. She's like, but I have one thing. Just one thing. And I knew exactly what she was gonna say. And it's that we swear a lot. And it's funny because even my mom admits that she has a potty mouth.
Right.
But she thinks we have potty mouths. So, but other than that, she's cracking up. She's laughing. She's loving it.
Good. I'm glad she's loving it.
But like, do you have anything you want to say to my mom?
Shit. God, fuck. I can't think. Fuck.
It's just so. There's a lot, right? There's just so many things. They're just bubbling up inside, and it's just gonna fucking explode.
So, one thing I have to say is, I'm sorry, but it ain't gonna stop.
It's never gonna stop.
Sorry, but ain't gonna stop. You know?
I mean, it might slow down, but it's not gonna stop.
No.
Once you get the ball rolling, it don't stop.
But Mama Bear, I recently watched a show. called The History of Curse Words.
Oh, the history of swear words on Netflix.
History of Swear Words.
Yeah, no, it was so good,
dude.
With Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Yeah.
So I got through a couple episodes, but I do have to say they gave me some pretty darn good information about swear words.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you think we curse too much,
Watch that show.
watch that show. Watch that show and you'll understand. They say that swear words but stay in a certain part of your brain, like coddled up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you swear, it releases endorphins.
We like endorphins.
We sure do. And
Some people got to take pills for them.
you know, I feel like that section of our brain is just unlocked all the time.
Yeah, we're just full of endorphins.
Yeah, we're happy people.
We're just super fucking happy.
So the one thing that I feel like Mama Bear should keep in mind is that when we're cussing,
Swearing up a storm
we're happy.
until like we stub our toe or something.
Right, and then we're like, fuck.
But then it makes us feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it works out. It always works. It makes you happy.
And you know what?
Fuck it.
Ain't gonna stop.
But swear words are not what we're talking about today. We'll have a whole
No.
episode on swear words, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Finish that show up.
Right.
And I'll rewatch it.
Sure.
And then we'll do a whole episode.
Oh, sweet.
And we'll call it like Dirty BJs or something.
Dirty BJs.
Explicit BJs.
I only got to the second episode, which is shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I got.
And the first one's fuck.
fuck.
Yeah, and the second
And then
one's
it's
shit. And then there's
I don't know what the other ones are yet.
yeah, we could definitely talk about that sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be funny.
That would be funny. Let's do it.
Yeah, or we can just title it For Mom.
For Mom. It's done.
Love you, Mom. Thanks for the phone call and the nice thing. She said it was a blast, so I'm glad she's listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Miss you.
Miss you as well.
See you soon. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
Juan, what are we talking about today? You had an interesting topic.
Today, I wanted to talk about social media.
Social media?
Yes.
Media that's social?
Yes.
Okay.
And my thought was, thinking about social media and what it does, what it's supposed to do, what it was made for,
Mm-hmm.
and the downward spiral that has become social media.
The way you looked at me and like moved your head when you said social media was like we were supposed to say it in unison, and I missed the cue.
The downward spiral that has become social media.
There we go. We did it. We'll just edit it in post.
No, we're not. So, the reason why I say that is because social media has become this whirlpool of entertainment and less about social.
That's crazy that you bring that up because I actually found an article that says exactly that.
Oh, no way.
So like we have the article we have the article pulled up.
Right? We sure do.
And it's from like a website I've never heard of.
But before you get into that, I do have quite a bit of problems. Am I saying that? What
Take
the
it again. Take
fuck?
it again. Start over.
Am I saying that right?
You have a few problems.
Quite a bit of problems?
Quite a few problems. Sounds better.
I have quite a few
Or
problems.
I have a bit of problems. I don't know.
Oh,
English sucks.
Shit.
Are you broken?
Oh, about to sneeze.
Oh,
went
no.
went away. All right. I have quite a few problems with social media. Being a photographer, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way.
Mm-hmm.
But we can get into that after the article. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, no, I think we have like a really strong topic to discuss today because as millennials, we've been around since the birth of social media.
Pretty much.
I think the only one we really weren't a part of was like Friendster, which was the one that
You weren't a part of that?
were you?
No.
No. So, but we had like MySpace, Facebook. It's crazy to be like, oh, I joined Snapchat and Instagram the years they came out.
Dude, MySpace was the ultimate social media.
I think
platform.
we say that now, but like if it went back and we had just MySpace again, I don't think we'd be all like that excited about it. But like, do you really remember like MySpace? Like,
Yeah.
what did you use MySpace for? Talking to girls.
Talking to girls.
No, and we found a lot of bands on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really liked really pissing people off with your like top friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could just change up your top friends anytime you wanted.
Why am I not in your top 8?
I have a top 2 and you're still not on it.
Or when you got a girlfriend,
And
they
you made a
had to
top
be
one.
number 1.
Yeah, or you're done.
But
You're
be like,
fighting.
but you're not my best friend, though. You're not Brendan.
Or do you remember like coding, like to get your backgrounds
Yes.
and like themes and stuff? And
Yes.
could you do any of that now?
Yes.
You think so?
I think
You
so.
remember how to do all that coding now?
I think so.
But like we don't have any of that now.
No.
We have, like MySpace was there. We could post videos. You could embed like YouTube videos. You could
Put
put
your
music.
favorite song.
Yeah. Post pictures all the time, and you could have like the photos up on your wall as well, right?
Yeah.
But now we have like 10 different apps to
Right.
do that same thing, right?
Right.
Facebook's pretty close to how MySpace operated, I guess, like
Mhm.
with how it functions. Did you know you could put a song on your Facebook profile now?
What?
Yeah, but who uses Facebook on the computer anymore,
Right.
right?
And even if you did that on the phone, it wouldn't like. Everyone has their phones on silent.
Yeah, right. So I just remember MySpace being like
MySpace.
It was colorful, it was bright, it was dark and sometimes scary, and
Mm-hmm.
lots of bands that we still listen to today, or bands we listen to because of these bands like we discovered through MySpace.
Yep.
We did everything on there, and then Facebook took over and killed MySpace real quick.
Right.
And then we all went to Facebook, and now here we are. We have you got Facebook on your phone,
Facebook,
you got Instagram,
Instagram,
you got YouTube,
YouTube,
you got Twitter,
you
got Snapchat,
Snapchat,
TikTok.
TikTok,
What else? Am I missing some?
Reddit,
Yeah, that's one.
Pinterest.
I don't have Pinterest, but
I do. I don't
Good
use
for you.
it really, but
it's on my phone.
I go there for inspiration.
And that's where we're at, right? Like,
Mhm.
I have all these apps on my phone, and do you feel really, really connected to all the people that you're friends with on these apps? Like, on TikTok, who do you see more? Like my TikToks or some random person's TikTok?
Actually, I do see your TikToks.
But I mean more often. Like, who do you see more?
Oh, random people.
Right. On Facebook, like, I don't even really go on Facebook. So, I don't know how that feels anymore. Twitter, bunch of nonsense. Good job, Muskie.
Mhm.
Really doing a number on Twitter. But this article that I have was really cool to find someone who was reporting on things that I think we have talked about in the past,
Yep.
and that social media is less social and it's more media.
Yeah.
I'm an avid YouTuber, like not YouTuber, but like I used to be.
YouTube user.
I'm a YouTube user now. Used to make YouTube videos.
Mhm.
And that was just media, right? Like YouTube was just to post videos and have fun.
Yep.
Instagram was a place to share your photos, right?
Yeah.
Like of your life. Twitter, tweet out your thoughts. But now everything is, if it's not entertaining people, it's not worth it. It's not getting traction. The algorithm's not in its favor. So,
Mhm.
this article that's from Social Media Today talks about the difference between social media and entertainment, and where platforms that we use daily fit on that spectrum. So Juan, is Instagram a social app or an entertainment platform?
Instagram?
Yeah.
Entertainment.
What about Snapchat?
Social.
TikTok?
Entertainment.
Facebook?
Social.
Twitter?
Social.
But like the way that these algorithms have been working for these apps is the person who entertains people the most is going to get the most traction.
Mm-hmm.
The number one people that you see on TikTok are making videos that are entertaining, but they're not videos to be social, right?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see like how this article breaks it down, because everything is straight up entertainment, and it's not really about staying up to date with your friends, which is what social media was created to do.
Yeah.
When it comes to MySpace, how many times did you see other people's stuff on your feed, right?
Yeah.
It was all your friends' information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're at this point where it's less about connections with people and more about the content that is being created. Is this a negative thing, do you think?
I feel like yes and no, but it's negative in my opinion, because yes, we like to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
Like Instagram, for example, used to be both.
Mm-hmm.
You would be entertained by seeing pictures of your friends' life or
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing or what, and now, because everything is so like pushing for the entertainment side,
Mm-hmm.
people are losing their need and their want to be social with people.
Yeah, so it's like they're losing what makes them them.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of a lot of people I follow on like Instagram, besides my friends, are gonna be probably celebrities or like creators that I like, that
Yep.
I want to relate with, right? Like
Right.
people I think I could be friends with, right? That's why you follow these people that are famous and things
Mhm.
like that, right? It's because you're like, I can relate to this person. But when 90% of the content that these people put out is branded or scripted, like
Mhm.
for a purpose, I feel like it does lose that ounce of social,
Yeah.
where it just doesn't feel like we're connecting with people on the level we used to.
But at the same time, you don't know the person. You're not interacting with the person.
Right.
That takes it out of the social category.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pushed to be entertainment and let's get the most amount of people watching. Like they want to suck you in
Mm-hmm.
to stay on that app, is hurting the social environment as a whole.
Right.
So let's get into that article.
Yeah. So like a lot of this article that like goes over how the algorithms are based on a social graph.
Yeah.
So they know they're entertainment platforms. That's what they're designed to do. They're designed to draw you in and keep you on these platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not to develop friendships. It's not to keep your circle of friends caught up to date with your life and what you're doing and things like that anymore.
Right.
The era of social media we're in now is not the same as it was 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago when the pandemic hit, things were different. TikTok wasn't as big as it was in 2019, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what TikTok was back then?
Musically.
Right. So it was just a place people would lip sync to songs and add effects to it. And now look what it is. It's nothing like what it used to be, right?
Yep.
But TikTok is successful because of this, right? It's a media company that distributes content. That's all it is, right? So most of the time on TikTok, you're scrolling through and you're seeing the entertaining videos, the edited, the filtered, the voiceover effects, those kind of things, but you're not seeing like crappy home video like we used to see on YouTube back in the day, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But everything that these apps are doing is just built to feed entertainment value and to make money, because that's what we're doing now, right? It's just tons of people on these platforms creating quality content that keeps you scrolling. More engaged that you are, the more money these companies are going to make. Not only TikTok, but the ad companies and things like that. So do you think that, like, yes, we need to make money to survive. We need to make money to do things. But is the use of ads and like the reliance on monetization and everything, do you think that gets rid of the social aspect of these apps?
Yes, because then you know, just like when you started streaming and you said that, you know, Twitch became a job. Playing video games became a job, and then it wasn't really fun anymore. And at the same time, like when I think social, I'm thinking interaction.
Right.
I'm thinking, you know, like how Facebook kind of is now still. It's like, hey, anybody fucking have a BMW? And then, you know, all these people start commenting, or anyone know a good restaurant to go eat? And then people, like, you know, you're interacting socially. And then I feel like Snapchat tried to do the whole TikTok thing, and they still are, but I feel like it's not working.
But have you watched like those Snapchat videos?
No.
Anytime like I'm going through people's stories, like to, you know, engage with my friends who I follow on Snapchat, every third one, every second one, there's an ad that plays in between them, right? And then when you run out of stories, it immediately goes to that TikTok style like short videos they have on Snapchat. And sometimes they do draw me in, and I'm like, cool, I want to watch these two slides of that ad, two more slides, ad, and they're unskippable ads. And these videos are so like edited down, and they're so short that you can tell they weren't designed for that kind of platform.
Right.
But the ads overrun it. And this article also talks about like how Facebook's ads are more apparent than friend posts most of the time. Like you can read an ad and not even realize it's an ad until you're halfway through it, right? And I thought it was funny because I was like, I'm going to pull up Facebook to see how long it takes for an ad to pop up. And the first thing on here is an ad. It's not my friends. There's another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so do you think do you think the social aspect is being taken away by that? It seems to be so. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I see too many ads, I'm getting off. I don't care what my friends are doing on the other side of the country anymore. You know, like, because
I agree. Ads. Yeah. I agree. And ads do get like overwhelming, you know, especially if there's a moment where you are on your phone for a while and you're just skipping through all your social medias, and then it's like ad. And
then they all become the same ads. So you're seeing the same thing on every single one. And then we think the government's after us.
Right. The government is after us.
You know what my favorite thing is about the ads on social media, though? I tend to get ads for things that I just bought. And it's like not things I need over and over again. It's like, I bought tickets to that concert we're going to in February. And now I'm getting ads for that concert. I'm like, I already know, and I'm already going. Or like, I looked up couches online the other day and I found one. I bought one. Guess what? I don't need another one. But now I'm getting ads for couches.
Yeah, it's scary.
My favorite ads, though, and by favorite, I mean my least favorite, are the creators that we follow, and they start appearing in ads. I don't know if you've seen any of these, but on TikTok especially, it's like you're scrolling through and
the paid sponsorship things.
It's definitely an ad. It's not on their channel, it's an ad, but it's someone you recognize, it's someone you look at. And then that's how I feel like, again, in this article brings it up, is like there's no influencers anymore. There's let me actually pull it up. It's there's no influencers. They're like fading away. So it's more like creators have to be branded to matter. Which again, influencers are like people you might have a relationship with, you know, someone you could
Connect
interact
to.
with, you could connect to.
Mm-hmm.
But creators aren't that kind of person, right? They're people that need to definitely appear relatable and have like an authentic like connection with.
Yeah.
But as soon as you can tell like they're reading an ad or they sound fake, that's when you're lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of YouTube channels I watch have ad reads in the middle of them, and it's still the person I'm watching comment on some crappy movie they just watched,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems so fake and so forced most of the time. I don't pay attention.
Right.
So overall, I mean, it sounds like we're just complaining about money a lot, but money money rules all, right? Money ruins things. It builds things. It creates things, but it also destroys things.
Yeah.
So now we're at that point where there aren't really influencers in the world as much as there are just creators that are branded.
Yeah.
And creators have to become their own brand at the end of the day.
Right.
And you got to watch for your brand. You got to do the right things. And like these brands and these deals, these marketers from these companies want to make sure that these creators that they back have the same values as that company.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, look at us starting fresh, brand new again. It's like, if we want to have this brand deal in the future, we now have to think about what we're doing right now.
Right.
So sorry, Disney, we've said the F word. Like,
fuck.
Sorry, Mom. But how's that fair? How's that creating like a space for us to be social with people because we're talking like normal people?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, here's the thing about TikTok that really surprises me sometimes is that it's like strictly an entertainment app
Mm-hmm.
where you just scroll, but there's something about the, let's say, influencers on TikTok that are more authentic and more real to me than they, it's like YouTube, 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this guy's real.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's doing it because he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, just pushing for the views.
Right.
But then at the same time, it is all about the views.
Right.
It's all about the money you're going to get from the likes, the views, and the watches, and
Mm-hmm.
who watches your video all the way through.
Right. And we weren't looking at retention on our episodes earlier before this podcast recording, like seeing people stop listening halfway through. Like,
Yeah.
but those things are now branded in our heads because that's not what that's not what we really care about, but it's what someone else might if they wanted to sponsor or anything like that, right?
We've been forced to care about that
Because of the algorithms and how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
And with how much social media changes and mimics each other, which I think is a good segue into what you want to talk about is how social media changes so quickly and so rapidly that they tend to mimic each other and sometimes they don't work, right? So when we have to watch ads on TikTok that seem more realistic than on YouTube, or when that photo has a branded product in it, things aren't going to feel the same on Instagram as they do on Facebook, right? So I'm getting really embarrassed here. Juan just zoned out completely and just disappeared.
I did. I was gone.
But when it comes down to social media and like how they have to interact with each other as well as force us to interact with each other. But then we have to start thinking about how is our product, our brand, our name, our whatever we're doing going to interact with all the other social medias.
Right.
Because right now we only use two, right? Like for our podcast, we have Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and then we post about it on Snapchat, but it's like our personal Snapchats.
Yeah.
But like we don't we don't use our Twitter right now, which I don't think anyone blames us. And then we haven't branched out to like YouTube or TikTok or anything.
Right.
So we just deal with Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Instagram?
So I feel like for what we do, podcast related, I think Instagram is great. They got the reels. They're pushing the reels. They're pushing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as a photographer, Instagram has really plummeted, like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can still post photos, pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, people post their pictures, but those pictures aren't being pushed out to your friends. They're not being pushed out to people who aren't your friends. Like as a photographer, you want people
Mm-hmm.
to see your work, enjoy your work.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's not about the follows or the likes. It's about
Like
people
exposure,
seeing it, enjoying it,
exposure in the
loving it.
different sense of photography and people looking at your stuff.
Right.
Right. We've
But-
been real serious this podcast.
Yeah,
We've been
it
laughing
is.
a lot.
I like it though.
Watch out for us switching our entire fucking operation. No, but I get what you mean because, you know, when I was doing social media work for a company, and to get traction of any kind, other than the people who all, even in general, right? It doesn't matter who follows and who doesn't.
Pay.
You had to pay for ad space, and on top of that, you had to have the most perfect hashtags. But how ugly are hashtags on a post? They don't add anything to that post. They just look stupid, right?
Yeah.
I think like having those hashtags makes, and when you have 100 of them to get that exposure, it sucks, right? Because then you look at your post and you're like, that just looks like I'm begging for attention, which we are,
Mm-hmm.
but that looks like it's begging and not like hoping. You know what I mean?
Right. But look at what you just said. The most perfect hashtag.
Yeah.
Because hashtags don't work anymore
No,
unless
it's
you
the
have the
one.
right ones.
And it's most apparent on TikTok. And that's why you'll see like on your like For You page, it's this hashtag's like the Home Depot paint challenge, and it has nothing to do with Home Depot or paint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because people are using that because it's trending.
Right.
And that seems outrageous. Like, that's the state of social media for creators, right?
The good thing about TikTok though is regardless of your hashtags, I don't remember where I saw this, but I know I saw it somewhere. But for the first 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok pushes your video regardless of your status,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of your popularity. It pushes it out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you post a TikTok for 2 hours. It's out in the open. People
Mhm.
can scroll past it. People can say, "Fuck this guy, never want to see it again,"
Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah.
is usually what we get.
or people can watch it and people can like it. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
everybody is that you get the most exposure on TikTok
Right. And that sucks because
currently.
it's not the best like platform for some creators, right?
Right.
Like with you taking photos, except they added that like photo scroll thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Those things confuse me.
Yeah.
But it's also, if you've looked at those photo scrolling ones, right, where you can just like scroll through the photos that appears as a TikTok with sound and everything.
Right.
If you scroll too far, it just takes you to their page. Like
Mhm.
they have this shit down to such a science on TikTok that if you keep scrolling through those photos to look at them all, you're going to end up on that person's page. Like you're
Yeah.
going to end up where the big button that says follow is right there for you to see.
Mhm.
What happens on Instagram if you like scroll through those couple photos on your little post?
It stops.
Yeah.
Nothing.
How big is your follow button on Instagram? Is it as big as TikTok's?
It's tiny.
And then also like Instagram's hiding likes now, which is good. It's fine. Are
they?
They're not showing the number of likes anymore.
I see the number on mine.
Maybe they changed it back. I don't remember. But like when it comes down to like Instagram, like I get what you're saying. Like you have to find that perfect hashtag. You have to pay for ads like for it to be discoverable.
Yeah, and I know other photographers have been feeling this way because sometimes I'll end up on the reels.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, reels are just TikToks reposted as reels.
Right.
But, my specific algorithm is photography.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which they kind of pinpoint that, like this guy does photography. He hashtags photography. He posts photography. He does this.
Mm-hmm.
They just show me all kinds of photography reels. And photographers are getting angry because they're not getting the same exposure that they did 5 years ago.
When it was just photos.
Exactly. And now photographers are posting, angrily posting reels, and like I saw one that said, here's a photo as a video, put that in your algorithm.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn bro.
It's funny because my algorithm my algorithm right now is just Hayley Williams and Taylor Swift for some reason. And I don't know why, but I'm definitely not complaining.
Right.
It's all like Paramore's Back Baby kind of videos, and like it was a bunch of Taylor Swift interviews, and I thought it was really weird because I don't ever search Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame Tara. But then there's my like TikTok algorithm. Ours pretty much lines up most of the time. Like our For You page pretty much lines up.
Mm-hmm.
We send each other TikToks that two seconds later we scrolled into automatically,
Yeah.
But mine's like full of comic book stuff and movie stuff and video game stuff. And then it'll be Hayley Williams again. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But I get it. Like what you're saying, like it's hard to be discovered on photos because they're pushing so much to reels and to videos. And
Instagram even came out and said,
what they say?
We are no longer a photo sharing app.
So what's the point of using them?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you go just use TikTok?
Exactly.
They have the photos now.
Yep.
They have the thing.
Yep.
You could just do the thing with the photos, and then you can add music.
Do the thing.
You can add music.
Add music.
You can add a filter.
Add a filter.
And if they scroll too far, guess what? They're gonna end up on your fucking page.
Exactly.
So
I know I've heard of a lot of creators who, they're not on top. You know what I'm saying? They create because they love it. They want people to see it. They're in my same position. And I know that creators are now leaving Instagram. And they're leaving Instagram or taking a break to see if it gets better, but it's not. And it's not going to get better. And yes, I still use Instagram out of habit. I still post on Instagram because I like for my friends on Instagram to see my pictures. But the exposure to the people who aren't my friends is not there. And the exposure of the people who are my friends sometimes don't even see it.
Yeah.
So it's like, at this point, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
What's gotta give?
I think we needed more things to happen, like how TikTok came about, But the overall thing that I think is affecting the way social media operates and the way that it either benefits or denies creators. How many of our social medias like that we use, that we grew up with, are owned by one company?
Right.
And
lot.
that's what Instagram, Snapchat in there now. I don't know. No, yeah, because Instagram bought Snapchat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now, who owns Snapchat?
Facebook.
And then who owns YouTube? Is it Google? Or is it
It's a
Facebook?
good thing to look up.
Had an article, didn't have any other research done.
Who owns?
But when one company can come in and basically monopolize the system, it's all going to start looking the same. It's going to operate the same, and it's all going to be done for one purpose, and that's money.
Yeah. It says here,
Mm-hmm.
Meta Platforms owns Facebook and Instagram, while ByteDance owns TikTok.
Yeah.
Never heard of those companies.
Meta is what Facebook became. You're only gagging because the metaverse.
Sorry.
But when one company owns everything, right? Or two companies at this point. Because we got what, Google, Meta, and you said ByteDance?
ByteDance.
These three are running the show right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna compete against each other, and they're gonna copy each other. They're gonna do everything that everyone can. But I think what you're saying right now is that TikTok is superior.
Yes.
Which
TikTok
sucks because it's so addicting.
It is. And it's addicting. And like I said, they have their algorithm down to a T.
Mm-hmm.
To a T, to where...
2 T's because TikTok.
That
was the worst joke of the episode.
But, like, we like similar things.
Mm-hmm.
But my algorithm's going to be different than yours.
Yeah.
Or my For You page is going to be different than the next person's, because they have it down to what you watched, even to what you've watched all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
and what you've liked, what you've shared,
What you've commented on.
what you've commented,
who you follow.
everything.
Yeah.
And they put that in to your fucking For You page.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy too because I can look back on to when I started following certain people on TikTok, and I would see their videos all the time. And now as I slowly stopped watching their videos, they don't even show up for me anymore, but I still follow them.
Yes.
Until I scroll over to my friends or whatever, but that's only the friend one is only for people who follow you back.
Right.
So,
and I feel like if, these other platforms, aka Instagram, because those are the ones that I use the most.
mm-hmm.
Instagram and TikTok. And Facebook, I'll scroll through, but
I use Facebook just for Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You go to the marketplace. I do enjoy, scrolling and, I don't even read half the posts people put anymore, but
I'll just like them because I like the person sometimes.
Yeah. But
and then I'm like, "Oh, your cat died. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like it."
But, I feel like if Instagram wants to beat TikTok so bad, they need to incorporate a similar algorithm to all of it.
Yeah, and they
not just reels.
They need to cater to the creators in a better way, like make it worth your time to use their site.
Yes.
Because right now they're just trying to make money. They want you to watch your reels and then have that ad break in between them, and then watch 2 more and then have that ad break. It's just they're not big on discoverability for smaller creators, right?
Yeah.
That's the big thing. If you already have 10,000 likes, yours is going to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got 10,000 likes.
And no matter what, though, it's hard to break through that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'll have a post, or photography-wise, I'll see a picture that is like not to sound pretentious or anything, but I could do better.
Mm-hmm.
My
Your style is different enough to where yours would stand out better than that of the same subject.
Yes. That's a good description. Cause
everyone's great. You're all making art.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to say that I'm better than the next, or I'm not better than the next.
Your styles are different. You're all making art. Does your art suck to me? Yes. Does it suck to everyone? No.
So I'm like, hey, this photo that I took is, in my opinion, better than this one, and this person has fucking 20,000 followers. Whoops. 20,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And who the fuck knows? I stopped caring a long time ago, but like 700 maybe.
No, and I think, just for everyone out there, I don't think you're complaining about not getting views, right? You're not complaining about not getting likes. It's just these platforms have made it so difficult for smaller creators to get out there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm saying, if you already have the 10,000 likes, you're going to get another 10,000.
Right.
And you were not going to gain followers. Like, I've been on Instagram for like, how long has it been now? Like 10 years?
Probably longer than that.
I don't even know when my first post was made. I know what it was.
Yeah.
It was probably like Killian outside of Circle K with a like a slushie,
Yeah.
But like, I've never broken 500 followers.
Right.
And I have posted a lot, and I've used the hashtags, and I've done the things, and we've used it for good, and we've used it for evil, like we've used it to promote ourselves, to promote like things that are actually like taking off, like in our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
When we had our like old YouTube channel with like the Pokemon video and the Waldo video and stuff, and like that thing was blowing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like people saw it. They were able to see it. It stood out. It was there for everyone. But yeah, it's like you're saying, like, there could be an amazing creator out there who's not going to get any traction because that algorithm's busted.
Yeah.
That photo, that art that you created, that piece of work, gone. It's going to fade into nothing. And it's discouraging.
It's discouraging, and it gets to a point where you're not going to want to do it anymore.
Right.
You are being discouraged, and it takes over.
But then you're still addicted to that app, and you're still going to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to give up, and you're going to regret that you gave up, because then you're going to hear like, well, if you just stuck with it, it would have been fine.
Right.
But I think now, like the topic we're into, is that's what social media is designed to do. Yeah. It's designed to make you wish you did more. It's designed to keep your eyes on other people. And it's designed to make you want to do what they do. Right? So that's why I think it's addicting. At least for me, it's like,
I don't think designed to do that. I think
we're wired for that.
Became that.
Yeah. It is designed now.
It is currently designed.
Because all it used to be was like, hey, look at this dog. Hey, I got new shoes.
Hey, cute dog. Hey, cute shoes.
Thanks. But now there's thumbs up, there's thumbs down, there's likes, there's comments, there's share, there's repost, there's retweet.
Mm-hmm.
So we can live vicariously through each other and not care about who we hurt by not doing all that. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, if you're at an art show and that photo's on that wall and the artist is right there, you're not going to tell them to their face that it's dog shit.
Yeah.
You might not buy it.
It could literally be dog shit.
But is social media rotting our brains? Yes. Is social media designed for most people to fail? Yes.
Yes.
Make the company money, and you will not fail. That's what it is, right?
Right.
Also, we're going to do a hot tub stream on Twitch. So if you want to come watch it, that's the only way to get traction on Twitch.
Jello hot tub
Jello
stream.
hot tub. That's just molten sugar at that point.
Love it.
But yeah, Juan, social media. Now I'm sad. This was a depressing episode.
A very somber episode.
But it was I hope it was informative. I feel more informed now than I did earlier.
I do too.
Follow Juan on Instagram.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, please. And here's the thing about my followers and like my following, I guess, is that when I started doing photography, I started at like 200 followers, if that. And I really pushed to have organic growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now, I'm at 700 or 800. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, I'm not 100% sure how many followers I have, but I want to be exposed. I want to expose myself to you.
Don't take your pants off. No, and I get what you're saying. Like, the organic flow is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that way too, you're still going to be able to connect with your followers.
And with that said, so long, forever.
Forever? We're not going away forever, are we? It was a short episode.
We had to.
We're running out of space.
Running out of that cloud storage.
It was a quick ending. We didn't say bye, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your night or day or time or whatever.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.